Welcome to the Becoming babyREADY podcast, your podcast for queer family planning. My name is Sam, and throughout this podcast, you'll hear me have conversations with professionals who work alongside people who want to start and grow their families, as well as parents of intentionally created families. Everyone I speak to identifies as being part of the 2S LGBTQIA+ community. This is your opportunity to learn answers to questions you didn't even know you had. My name is Sam, and I'm the face and voice of babyREADY. babyREADY started as hand-in-hand prenatal services in 1998 after the birth of my first child. For over 25 years, I have worked in the birth working space as a doula, childbirth educator, infant feeding specialist, and parent coach. Over those 25 plus years, I've had the honor of attending the births of hundreds of babies and teaching classes and coaching parents in the numbers in the 10,000s. It is truly an honor to do the work that I do. A couple of years ago, a friend of mine asked me why I didn't have a baby show. There are baby shows everywhere, but she wasn't aware of any that specialized in working with the queer community, and that is my area of focus. I went to a baby show, paid my $2 or whatever to get in, and was handed a little gift bag and some coupons and all kinds of wonderful things. And I wandered about this whole event, and it was big enough to fill 2 auditoriums. It was enormous. There were dozens and dozens and dozens of vendors and service representatives and all kinds of different things. The energy was truly wonderful and remarkable. Expectant parents everywhere, hopeful parents here and there. On the back corner of one room, there was a small stage set up, and they had a couple of speakers come and talk about different things like Parenting 101 and getting your baby to sleep and that kind of thing. But the primary focus of this whole event was to be a baby show where people could purchase things or learn about where they could purchase things. As I sat back and thought about it afterwards, I realized that really all of us know how to shop online these days. It's not hard to figure out where to buy clothes for a baby, diapers, bottles, pacifiers, cribs, bedding, all kinds of things. But what we don't have is a place to get together to really find the answers to the questions that come up as we're thinking about starting and growing our families through parenthood. So while the idea of a baby show seemed like a great one, truly a wonderful idea in theory, it wasn't really going to play out the way I thought that it probably needed to if the focus was going to be for members of the 2S LGBTQIA+ community. I looked around, tried to find different organizations that did what I was thinking about, and I've found a couple. There is Men Having Babies, which is an outstanding organization, absolutely. Their focus is, however, for those who don't have a uterus, who want to have a baby. And that's amazing, but it does, unfortunately, exclude a number of people who do have a uterus. And I wanted it to be all-encompassing for anyone who wanted to have access to the information. There was another organization that I was told about, and to be fair, I don't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but when I reached out to them to ask them about the people who spoke at their events and ask if their speakers were queer identifying, the response to me was that they weren't, and I felt like they were missing something. I fully understand and respect that there are a considerable number of professionals out there who are cisgendered heterosexuals who are absolutely outstanding at their job. That is not the question. What I think is also true is that there's an overwhelming number of queer professionals and individuals who are exceptionally gifted in the roles that they have. And one of the gifts that they also have in this realm is that they're queer identifying. So they understand that piece of you before you even get started. You don't have to explain yourself to them. You don't have to talk about stopping birth control. You don't have to talk to them about all kinds of other things because It's just a piece they understand. So ultimately, this event is unique, and it was still COVID. So I put it together as a virtual event. If you want to have a look, by all means, I encourage you to go check it out. It's on my website. All the videos and audio files there are from 2022 when I started recording conversations and putting them together for a virtual baby event that launched in September 2022. I had phenomenal conversations with parents, with professionals, and I was kind of feeling like I was sitting on this gold mine that no one even knew about as Pride 2023 approached. And I decided at the end of May 2023 that I was going to start airing these conversations weekly as a weekly podcast called Becoming Baby Ready, ultimately an extension of the services I already offer. And it has been doing beautifully, but I still have this urge to have this in-person event. So this coming June 2024, June 8th to be exact, during Pride Month in Toronto, I will be hosting an in-person event downtown Toronto on Church Street. I will be having different keynote speakers come, and some of them will be focused on speaking to those without a uterus, and some will be focused on speaking to those with a uterus and everything in between. And once we've had our keynote speeches, I want to pull everybody together so that we can actually have a panel where attendees can ask their questions. At this time, I don't have prices set out and that kind of thing, but it is also my hope that I will be able to run this event so that those who want to attend virtually, because you can't get to Toronto to attend, can attend the sessions over Zoom. I haven't got it all worked out just yet, but that's my plan. So if you're interested, please make sure you reach out to me and let me know. Being a podcaster is not something that's new to me. I have another podcast and I've had it for a few years. It's called Boobs, Bods, and Brains, and it's about health and wellness for people who identify as women. But this one is truly special. It's me connecting with my community. And yes, I'm well past childbearing age now, but it is still an honor that I have the opportunity to work alongside people who want to start and grow their families through parenthood. Just this past week, I had the honor of attending the birth of a baby girl. And it was a friend of mine who birthed this child, and it was a wonderful experience, and I've kind of slowed down on that part of things. But I have a lot of experience, and I'm kind of an expert in my field. So I'm grateful that I can share some of my knowledge and some of my experience with the world through the work that I do. And then I get to also share the experience and the expertise of different people through my podcast. If you are new to Becoming Baby Ready, there's a whole season's worth of conversations that you've missed. So go back, check them out. You can listen to them on Apple, you can listen to them on Spotify and all kinds of other places. But what I will ask you to do when you're there, could you rate us? Could you review? And make sure you subscribe or follow the page so that you don't end up missing an episode. If you think you or someone you know would be an outstanding guest for the show, please reach out. Probably the best way to get in touch with me is through my website, babyready.info. I would love to chat with you. I would love to hear your story. I would love to speak to the queer naturopath you worked with, or the queer chiropractor, or osteopath, or social worker, or whomever. I'm always looking to continue to build the foundation of community for the 2S LGBTQIA plus community, both in Canada, the US, and internationally. I've got some fantastic conversations coming up this year. Season 2 is going to be way more involved and expanded across the globe. So you don't want to miss a thing. it doesn't just have to be people who already have children or who are professionals that I interview for the show. In fact, last year I was able to speak with Guillaume and Luigi from France about their journey and their challenges with surrogacy, finding an egg donor in Canada, now trying to find a surrogate. And that conversation was recorded in 2022, and they are still looking for the perfect surrogate. They've got their eggs, they're just waiting for the uterus. So I open the door to anyone who has a story that they want to share that they feel would be beneficial, maybe in expanding the knowledge base of the people around them, maybe in explaining why people want some of the things that they want, maybe talking about how we can improve things in the world that we live in, whatever that case may be. If you've got a story to share, I would love to chat with you. So reach out to me again. By my website's the best way to do it, babyready.info. And I can't wait to touch base with you. I've had many people over the years ask me where babyREADY came from. And truthfully, it's really just a little bit of being ready for a baby, just like some people are dog ready, they're marriage ready, they're wedding ready. Well, some of us are also baby ready. So that's kind of where the name came from. But if you want a little bit more about that or a little bit more about me, then I strongly encourage you to go and check out the conversation that I recorded with David from Journey to Josiah. He has a podcast on Spotify. It's outstanding. And truthfully, it is one that if you're thinking about adoption, should be at the top of your list, because he's just gifted in how he speaks and how he gets you to answer questions and all kinds of other things. But I do explain a little bit more about who I am, what I do, and everything else when we were speaking on his podcast. This coming season is going to be so much fun. As I said, I've got conversations with people around the world. And the first conversation that comes up next week will be me speaking with Cameron and Ramiro, the Cupfords, and we talk about their family and how it was created. But as you are going to be able to tell, it was recorded in December. So we talk about the holidays and all kinds of other things. That's just how it goes in the podcasting world. Not everything happens at the moment you listen to it, but the core key elements of the whole thing are always there and relevant for all of us. I look forward to getting to know you through the questions you ask me, the messages you send, the ways you react on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Let's create this community of connected individuals so that we all have answers to questions we didn't even know we had. Thank you for joining me today on the Becoming Baby Ready podcast. If you have a story that you'd like to share, or you know someone who might, if you're a professional who works in the capacity of helping people start and grow their families, and you identify as being a part of the 2S LGBTQIA+ community yourself, then please don't hesitate to reach out. We always have room for more stories to share, and there's always more learning to do.